In this video, I'm going to show you a few tips to help improve your cross solutions. The first tip I'm going to give you is something that you don't need to implement straight away, but is something you should gradually work on over time. And that is solving the cross on the bottom instead of on the top face. The reason we would eventually like to do this is to avoid flipping over the cube after your cross. But at the moment, that won't save us too much time, so it's not critical to immediately switch. But if you want to give it a try, here's just a quick example of how I would solve the cross on the bottom layer. So let's have a look at the white cross. We see this white and green piece already here, so you can simply put it into the white layer by doing the move like that. Another piece we can see is this white and orange, which belongs over here. So what we can do is misalign the bottom, bring it down, and then bring it back. That solves our orange piece. Another piece here is the white and red piece, which belongs down here. So we can just do R prime like that to place it in correctly. So now we have the white and blue piece, which is flipped in its place in the bottom layer. So we need to figure out a variant of our flipping algorithm to put it in correctly. So for the bottom layer, you can do something along the lines of F prime to move it into the middle, D to move the cross, R prime to put it into place, and then D prime to correctly align your cross pieces. And hopefully by now you'll also have an intuitive understanding of the algorithm that we're using to flip this cross piece. So all we're doing with that algorithm is doing F to move it into the middle layer, and then it belongs there, so we move that across by doing a U prime, doing an R to move it up, and then correctly aligning the cross. Another tip I can give you is to solve cross pieces into offset positions, and I'll show you what that means now. So here, if we have a look at this cube, we see that this white-red edge is aligned with the orange center. So we need to do a U2 move to solve it into its correct position. This is because we know that the orange and red sides are opposite one another. Now, instead of solving this and then moving on to the next edge, we can try to solve two cross edges at once. So we see here that it's actually very easy to move this white and orange piece into the white layer by simply doing an R. Once we move this white and orange cross edge into the top layer, these two pieces are now correctly solved relative to one another, and all that needs to be done to finish solving them is doing a U2, and now they're both in their correct positions. This is what I mean by solving the cross pieces into offset positions. Essentially, solving edges using this technique saves you time, as you can solve multiple edges at once. You can do the same thing with a quarter turn offset as opposed to a whole 2-move 180-degree offset, but it's a little bit more difficult. So looking at this cube, we've got this white and blue edge in the top layer, and to move this into its correct position, we would need to do a U move, like so, right? And we also see that we have this white and orange edge, which belongs here, where the white and blue edge is. So looking ahead a little bit, we see that if we can move this piece up into the top layer, then these two edges are now correctly solved relative to one another, because all we need to do to solve them correctly is do a U. So that's what I mean by doing a quarter move offset. And it's a little bit more difficult to recognize because the opposite colors are a little bit easier to see than the adjacent colors.